Louise Chunn, and I am the founder of a site called Welldoing, which matches people with the therapists most suited to their needs. I was very conscious of not being put on what people call the mummy track, of going part-time, not getting the interesting jobs, not getting as well paid, not being in contention when exciting things were happening. I know of many people of my generation who would never say, it's the Christmas Carol concert. They would say, I've got to go to the dentist. There was a lot of white lying. There was a lot of taking time off in lieu and not saying what it was you were doing. It's a really big adjustment to have a baby and then to be responsible for a child in your life and then to add any more and etc. It's a really big adjustment in a marriage to have a baby. Reality shows are not real life. This is a very big change in your life, and it can't be just accepted without making some change to you and the way you live and the amount of time you have for yourself, the way you look, the kind of friends you have, what you talk about. It all changes, and I think there are great things about, you know, longer maternity leaves and all that kind of thing. I think it was terrible that I went back from my first 2 maternity leaves pretty early because I was worried that I was going to lose my job, that there was someone else sitting doing my job who would, you know, in both cases, who would have absolutely, you know, the fingers had to be prized off. That was the way it felt, and it felt like you could never speak about your children or mention the sports day, or, you know, that you had to make up these ludicrous dental trips and cover for the fact that you just wanted to be, you know, a part of your child's life and have a job. Social media making people think that everybody else is having a better time than you, and this is really not good for them. And you know, I mean, really, I would say that social media is more pernicious than the magazines were when I was there. I don't think I've ever felt that keen on having roadmaps, and I think a lot of the things that happened to me I didn't go out looking for. They came along, and I took the opportunities when they came. I think in the whole world, it's better if people can show their vulnerability. I don't think it's a good thing for people to not be able to show their vulnerability. But in business, it continues to be an area of debate whether, I'm sure there are some bosses who would say, that's very evolved and I totally approve, and other bosses who would say, I'll have the next applicant, thanks. It's easy in your desire to do the best job that you're doing to lose a lot of time in things that when you look back, you think, you know, God damn it. I just feel you have to think it through a bit. And when I speak to young women today, I do say, have a think about what you want to do and how it's going to fit in with if you want to have children. One of the things that I wish I'd paid a little bit more attention to is support networks. I've never really thought there was this roadmap. I think many of the things that I did, you know, I never had an idea that I wanted to be married by 30 or have this many children. I do think at this point in my life, I think one's got to be able to admit that sometimes jobs are not worth being a martyr for, but it's quite difficult to know when.